Dear students, note making is a skill that is required in your higher studies. I know up to 10th you haven't studied this skill, but it is a requisite in your CBSE exam in English, and also it will help you in your higher studies where you encounter long passages and you are able to note down the important points. We will do this in view of your CBSE exam. Let's start it. Note making and summarizing is a question in your first section, section 1. First of all, you must read the passage very carefully. I suggest that you should read it twice, and while you are reading it, please in the rough section identify the main idea, 2 or 3 associated ideas with the main ideas and the important details specific to the associated ideas. And you should space the notes carefully and number them properly. So when you are making the final notes, the fair notes, remember the main idea will go as the heading or in the middle of your page. The subheadings will come below them, and there should be 2, 3 or 4 main associated ideas with the main idea. Then you have to remember the important details and list them as points. All points should be at the same distance from the margin of the page, and do not write full sentences. While making notes, do not write full sentences. You can use abbreviations. About the abbreviations, use standard abbreviations that are known all over the world and are even listed in the dictionary. Also capitalize first letters. Example, United States of America can be capitalized as USA. It is also a standard abbreviation. You can also use common abbreviations like Mr., MR for Mr., MRS for Mrs., and science, SC for science, and so on. Also, you can use common symbols like positive, negative, example, ascending, descending. These are the common symbols that everybody recognizes. You should not be using vague symbols which nobody recognizes. Also, measurements and figures like foot, inch, kg, mm, liter are all accepted. You can make your own abbreviations like EDN, retaining the sounds of the first letters. EDN is for education and program, but make sure that it is understandable to everyone and not just you. Secondly, most important, do not use abbreviations enthusiastically. Do not get over enthusiastic about it. In all, you should have been having one abbreviation in one subheading, and do not use any abbreviations for the heading. Your note should look something like this: the heading in the center of the page, then the subheading, then the first point, that is the first subheading's point, and second subsequent point and subpoints. Similarly, for the next subheading, you should have the points, the subheading and the point. Also, please remember to put all your abbreviations in a box that you have used as the key to the note. The example would be something like this. If you have a passage on the function, structure of heart and the causes of heart disease and the history of open heart surgery, it will be something like this. You will do the subheadings with the function of heart, structure of heart, heart disease, history of open heart surgery, then the important subheadings. See, the function of heart is that it is vital for living and it supplies oxygen rich blood to the body. The structure of heart will be the division in 4 chambers, how the blood purified in the lungs gets here, and how the arteries carry the pure blood to the body. Secondly, heart disease, its causes will be listed A, B, C, and the history of open heart surgery will have the date, Dr. Gibbon invented it, the inventor, the date, how it was enabled, and what were the limitations. In the limitations, you can list the one of the subpoints. Also here we have listed the very important subpoint that it never stops functioning, that is, it is a involuntary organ. That is how you have to, and there is a key at the end. That is how you have to explain. About the summarizing, it is important that you should write the summary at the end of the passage. Both the note making and the summary will fetch you marks. If you do one of them, it will not fetch you marks. So, do not use examples or references in the summary. Be very precise and concise. Remember the important points. Summarize your own notes. They will be helpful. Do not add any information or opinions. Retain the central idea. Use your own words and remember to use correct grammar and punctuation.